All right, welcome to day 4 of CAD-a-thon. We're going to be wrapping up this robot, and then we'll have some more independent challenges where it's pick your own adventure, and you'll be working solo. So for today, we're just going to be iterating and fine-tuning design. For our challenges, we're going to be using design and engineering processes to conceptualize other ways of completing the same thing. And we're going to visualize full robot concepts to help with parallel development. So we're going to make this where we have that chain-driven system on the robot, like you see right there. So let me share the other tab. Yeah. Whoa.
Careful. Don't go too fast.
Sorry, we're moving the cart we're on. Yep.
I'm gonna go this way. No. There you go. Might be a second here. You better.
All right, let me go to the right branch. So under shooter angle, where we were last time, we had these two shooter angle plates, and we had the chain in this part studio. So do we all have this? All right. So now that we have this under shooter angle cots, the part studio right to the left, we need to add the sprockets. The 72 tooth sprocket has a hub we have to add to convert between hex shaft to spline XL is what it's called. Is there anything else? No, that should be all the off-the-shelf parts, if I remembered right. So the first thing we're going to add is one of our sprockets. So that's under sprockets. And for this one, we had an 18-tooth half-inch bore, and it was number 35 for the type of chain. Let me see what it's called so I can get you guys the name. Man, there are so many things named very similarly. BCP. It probably does. It is a half-inch hex bore. We want to make sure it's a 35 chain sprocket. Okay. We chose a little bit different stuff than when I did it independently. So we're going to use this 18-tooth aluminum plate sprocket with the spline XL bore. So we'll import that. And if I isolate that by hiding the other stuff, that is a very strange bore compared to what we're normally used to. So we're going to have to use something to kind of convert from hex shaft to the spline XL bore that this sprocket has. Okay. So next, we'll add our 72-tooth sprocket. And it'll be this one. The 72-tooth aluminum plate sprocket, number 35 chain spline XL bore. And that one looks like this. Do we all have these two sprockets? 72-tooth aluminum plate sprocket, and it's for number 35 chain and has a spline XL bore. Yep. Do we all have these two? You good, Zach? You have it? All right. For the next thing, we need to be able to use hex shaft for these because that's what we use on our motors to drive these. So I'm going to look up spline because that's what that bore is called. It's called spline XL. And then under hubs is what we're looking for. And it'll be this 1/2 inch hex ID X spline XL OD Motion X hub, aluminum 1032 tapped. And it automatically imports with like the orientation we'd have for mounting it. So we can see that in the center of this hub, we have our hex bore that we're used to, but it also has this spline bore that is used for both of our sprockets, so it's able to convert between those two. So do we all have this part now? Okay. For a final thing, I think we're gonna need locking collars or clamping collars. So I forgot exactly what these are called. All right, there it is. We're gonna use the thinner one here. So instead of gray, it'll be the 1/2 inch hex clamping shaft collar. The part number is 2172737 here. And we'll import that. Yep, and in parentheses, it'll be 217-2737. We all have all these. So the next, yep, and that's fine. The next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna unhide these. We want to make the tessellation quality lower because things like these hubs with the spine XL bore or these massive sprockets take up a lot of primitives. So we're going to select all the parts here on the bottom, all 7. We'll right click and we're going to edit appearance for 7 parts. And the tessellation quality should say multiple for you. And we're going to switch that to coarse. Are we all good here? You need any help, Zach? Huh. All right. We good to start putting this stuff into an assembly? Okay. So, we don't have an assembly for this, so we're going to start one. So we're going to go to Insert New tab. And out of all these options here, we're going to create assembly. And we'll name this assembly Shooter Angle Assembly. We all good on this? All right, we're blazing through it. So, next, shooter angle parts. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on the part studio once to insert it directly like this. And at first, I'm just going to do 1. Okay? All right. In a minute, but not just yet. So, when we made these sketches, we had the plates perfectly set in length. So what we can do is in our assembly, we can click on these 2 parts, and then up here at the top, we can group it. As long as you didn't drag anything around, this will save the dimensions directly from the part studio. So once you confirm that grouping, these plates move relative to each other. It treats it as one entity. Do we all have these 2 grouped together? You need help, Zach, or can you get it? What?
I think so too.
I have a MacBook and I use Chrome. All right. You have it, Zach, or do you want me to come over there and help you? All right. Have you moved in
Yes.
that you moved them while it's talking about that.
Yes.
This is the group. We're going to use that. And I noticed one thing on you.
I think this is the wrong direction.
No, not that. It's that. That's okay. You got it for now. Go to your trigger angle part. Did you move it to a
I was weird situations.
So look at this extreme. That. And change the depth to 5. Yep, it'll change your import. And then go to your sketch. The 27. You can probably this all hurt. Okay. So break it and then just swap parts.
Right.
So I want you to put B for the vertical.
That's
That's our code. That's
I would love for you to fix this problem. But it's happening.
and since we moved that sketch over, it also
Yes. I know it was flipped, so I had to do 12 instead of there's all that.
Tracking the stock performance of 500.
Yep. All right. We're good to start importing some of our CAD parts. So first, we're going to import 2 instances of our bearings. I'm just going to drag those aside. We'll drag... What? That's under shooter angle COTS. We're importing our off-the-shelf parts for this assembly. And then we're going to do 1 instance of our clamping collar. Two instances of this half-X ID spline hub. One 18-tooth sprocket, 1 72-tooth sprocket, and 1 instance of the shaft. And then we'll confirm that. 1 instance of the shaft.
2 instances of the clamp shaft.
1 of the clamping collar, 2 bearings, one 18 tooth, one 72 tooth, and 2 of our hubs. All right. Do you need help, Zach? Or
I always need. This is everything is going all over the wall.
no? You're okay. You missed the first few things. Oh, okay. So this is in your assembly. Or what did you not have?
I didn't think I had the hub. Check. I think sugar and
That's the hub.
this.
Yeah. That's just the heading it's under in MKCAD. That's why I was referring to it like that. If you import two of those, you should be fine. All right. We good to fasten mate a few things? Okay. Can you not help him? Don't you have everything? Okay. So let's run through the parts list. We have our chain here. We have our 18 tooth sprocket plate. We have our 72 tooth sprocket plate. We have 2 half-inch hex ID bearings. We have 1 hex clamping shaft collar. We have 2 1/2 hex ID X spline XL OD Motion X hub, 1032 tapped. We have 2 of those. And then we have an 18 tooth aluminum plate sprocket for number 35 chain spline XL bore, and a 72 tooth aluminum plate sprocket. We good on this? And then I remembered what I was forgetting. We need a motor to spin this. So we'll go to MKCAD. The reason we couldn't import this to our part studio is we're importing an assembly into this assembly. So I think I can look up 775 Pro. Let me double check. Nope, don't look that up. It's under Versa and Planetary then. Configurable Versa Planetary under gearboxes. For the motor type, then we'll choose 775 Pro. I think connect rotation 0. 101. What do you mean, which one do I click? The configurable Versa Planetary under gearboxes here.
And then 775.
Motor 775 Pro. None.
The red line.
It's under gearboxes, so click cancel on whatever you're on, Zach. Look up Versa like this in MKCAD. And then under gearboxes, it should be the first thing. The reason I looked that up initially, Zach, is I forgot if you have to start with the Versa Planetary and then add the 775 Pro in that configuration, or if you can insert the motor and then add the gearbox. It's gearbox and then motor. So for our configuration, it'll be none, 1-to-1, and then for stage 1, we'll do 5-to-1, stage 2, none, stage 3, none, stage 4, none. And the output shaft will be 1/2 hex male. and we'll insert that. I can reopen the configuration, don't you worry.
So that's basically all. Oh, yeah, then it's output shaft.
I didn't change the output shaft from the default. All right. Now we have everything. So I'm going to start by mating our plates to the origin, because right now everything's floating in space. We need to have one solid point of reference. So I'm going to base the origin around the center of this bearing hole. And our origin is right here. I'm going to hit solve to see the other plate move. That looks good. And I'll hit check. You can't find the origin? No? Yep. And then 1-1, and then it says 3-1 right there. We'll do 5-1. For all the other stages, we'll do no. Yeah, you'll have to scroll down.
So 5-1, none.
Yep, because these reference managers, you can add a lot of stages to make the ratio very high. Scroll down, because you have more settings. Yep, and we'll hit insert.
So there.
It looks like you have another one.
Yeah, this one was.
Delete that.
Set up things.
Yep.
Um,
Just click off in a space, and then click on the left your first instance of that Versa planetary.
right click to open.
We're deleting this part.
Wait,
Let me guide you.
I should have just.
The only Zach's deleting something.
Do not delete things.
Okay, you're good. Okay, are we all good? Do we have our plate? Do you know how to make one of the plates to the origin, Zach?
Doesn't matter which one.
I'll walk you through what I did.
Let's see, you did bigger plate to the origin, right?
Yep.
Nope, I don't want
And I did the bearing hole, the bottom of the bearing hole, straight to the origin.
Bottom left, bottom right.
I don't know what you mean by that. I grabbed the center of it.
Oh, the middle thing. Oh, that's what attached with the sprocket.
Yep. I grabbed the center of this circle. Here, Zach. The one highlighted in orange. Bright orange.
Alright,
You have that? Does everyone have this? And your plate mated to the origin? Alright. Do you have it, Zach?
so many buttons and none of them say what they do.
If you hover over them, they say what they do. But
But it's not useful.
as long as we use the fasten mate to get it on the origin, and then you can just follow the exact steps I'm going to take. Yep. It's by insert, and then you go 1, 2. It has a little cylinder with a darker gray part and a lighter gray part on top. All right. You good, Zach? Do you have a fastened one down here?
There we go.
All right.
Rotate 90 degrees.
Okay. Now we're gonna make the bearings. So find your bearings among the clutter and grab this fasten mate. So right by the lip of the bearing, we're going to grab this circle. It'll look like a 12-sided polygon instead though. But make sure you're grabbing this one, and it'll show you that the mate is in the center of the bearing here, right at the lip. Once you have that lined up, we can left click to select it, and then need to remember which side is which. Okay, so we're gonna go on this side. So this 72 tooth sprocket plate, you can start hiding these parts on the side if they're getting in your way. But our 72 tooth sprocket plate is shifted one way or the other. We want to do it so on the face where the plate shifted to the left. So it'll be like this. Let me hide the parts in the way so you can see what I mean. So the lip is on the direction where the plate is shifted to the left. Nope. You good, Zach? All right. Next step, we can add the bearing for the next one. Boom, boom, boom.
Same side.
Yep, same side. No, you're all good.
I think this would be better.
What's off, Zach?
I think I need to flip the bearing on the because as it is, it's kind of just sitting on top and not actually.
Yeah, if that's happening to your fasten mate, Zach, let me zoom in on one. This will probably happen to a lot of you because it's happening to me as well. So if your bearing looks like this, where the lip is phasing through the part, is that what it looks like for you?
Yeah.
So when we're doing our fasten mate, we can go up here in the top left or in this little sidebar while we're initially making the mate, but I'm editing it, so I don't have that. And under here, these two arrows, we see flip primary axis. And what this will do is it reorients it and it'll flip it our intended way. And then I'm just going to click to confirm it. How you doing, Cade Frost? All right. You good, Cade Frost? I'm going to wait till everyone's good, and then I'll move on to the next thing. You good, Zach? All right. Cade Frost? Those two good, those two good. All right. Next thing, I think. So, we'll be using fasten mates again. And so, these hubs that we're using to convert Spline XL to Hex, we need to add those to our sprockets here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a fasten mate, and then on this plate, I'm going to go on this larger face right here on top of it with the hexagonal thing, the spline XL on there. And I'm going to go to the origin of that part, the white and black the part in the center. To do this, I'm holding shift, by the way, to move my cursor there without the available mates disappearing. And then I'll select that. And then on, I'll do our 18 tooth first. I'll go to this face. It doesn't really matter what face you do. I'm just picking one. And I'm going to grab the center of that one using the same process. And then if they're phasing together like this, we can hit these arrows right here to flip the primary axis. And then bam. That is good. You guys good? Yep.
You're all good.
I wonder why.
Yep. And you're gonna want to do it. So think about it like you're gonna do it in real life. These kind of guys are like this. You can see that, right? That looks good. Cool. Okay. I think you did it right. No, maybe. Zoom in on the center. Flip it, because right now these two are just kind of on top of each other. But if like say we try to hold it, this would fall. What does yours look like? Yeah, yours. How does your sprocket look with show me. Zoom in on it. I want to see if you did it right. Oh, right now they're facing but that's the right angle. So but not oh, okay. That means we're grabbing the wrong things. So, do you mind if I show you on your
I'm gonna separate these so it's easier to grab it.
So, if we're thinking about smushing these together, the center of this circular part is going to be the center point of one space. So, using that circle,
You see how it's raised? It's like it's
we can grab our isolate.
and then
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll shift to keep all these. Let's put it on that point. And then going to the other sprocket. I go in space and shift again to go to the center. They're phasing through each other. And then I hit what? And we can see I zoom around.
It's all good.
Yeah.
actually this is
And it'll be a similar process for the next one.
there's no circle.
Are you good, Zach? Do you have this project up front?
A group of nerds.
Yep, that's good. We can change those names later, but that's fine for what we're doing right now.
Essentially, guess what?
Okay, so next we're gonna do the same thing for our 72 tooth sprocket. So if you hit that, unhide it. So let me find the hub that I don't have mated here. And I'm going to do the same exact process where I'm going to grab the center point of this circular face. And I'm going to grab the center point of one of the flat faces of our sprocket. And then if they're phasing through each other like this, I'll hit flip primary axis. And we can see they go through each other like this. And bam. Now we have two sprockets that have spline XL bores that we're able to use hex shafts on. All right.
What was that for?
I don't know, I'm doing fine.
Okay, well.
How are you doing, Kid Frost? How are you doing on the second one, Zach? All right. The Chromebook is not the quickest. You changed the tessellation quality. That motor that we imported, you guys don't have to pull this up, but the motor that we imported accounts for, I think it's 310,000 of these 420,000 primitives in this studio. That's not great. You turned off your computer?
It is? Yeah. It looks right. It looks like it fits together.
'All right, good.
Not quite. We don't know what the reference looks like.
What do you mean the reference? Oh, okay. When it's finished, it should look like this, where you have no interferences, and if we look at it from the top, these screw holes match.
That's when the robot does these. That robot's entire game was putting this on the.
How long ago was that?
2013?
2012.
12, he said.
2012. No, I did this.
I was.
All right, are we ready to move on or no? Okay. So, next, let's put these sprockets on the bearings where they belong. So, we'll grab the center point of this hub on the other side, and we'll grab the center point of our bearing. If they're intersecting like this, where you can see they're clipping together, we flip the primary axis. For the 18-tooth one, we'll mate that to the face of the bearing here. Yep, on the side with the lip. and the outside face of it. If you're on the small plate, it's the small sprocket. Small plate has the small sprocket. Big plate has the big sprocket.
And by this side, do you mean the side with the 3 circles or the side with the nothing?
Both the circles are through everything. So your sprocket should be on the side without the lip or the overhang on the plate. And I'm just gonna do the same for the 72 tooth sprocket, and then I'll wait. I'm grabbing this point of the bearing. I'll just sit here on this because this is hard to see with the finished product. What? Kinda. Don't work ahead. We're gonna do something special for this one, okay? Or do we want to? Yeah, we'll do something special for this one. So we should have this on the 18 tooth one, and don't work ahead to the 72 tooth one, okay? I'm going to do one thing. Who's sabotaging?
No. Okay. Is that right? Okay, I feel like they're good. So that supposed to look like that. Right there on the top of the
The bottom. So this side doesn't have the lip, right? We want it on the side with the lip.
So I did it correctly.
Good job.
Yes. Yes. Bro, those look like the three.
Over there. I don't know. Oh. Chris, will you get here, right?
I messed up literally 45 minutes. I like that. Or no.
Yes.
All right, we good?
I didn't give a few of like it's not
What's wrong with Fast and 5? What does it say?
Did I not actually fasten these things together?
How did they win this why I did it first so much. Oh, I'm done.
We good?
Yeah.
You good, Ashton? You good, Zach?
Yeah, I'm good.
Cade, you good?
Yeah, I just need to find out how to answer this one. Oh, never mind.
I trust him. To what?
Okay, so I did do it.
Okay. Okay, so we've been using fasten mates the entire time, right? We're gonna get adventurous. We're gonna use the Revolute mate. So that means it spins or revolves. And then we're just gonna grab the same two spots. Like the same spot on the sprocket and the same spot on the bearing, but it's for a different part. Yeah. I don't think I could do it without it. I'm okay. I like it when it does it for me. Really? Wow. All right. Do we have our Revolut mates? I'm walking around.
Oh, wait a minute.
So the hub sits on the bearing, but understanding the offset from the plate. Understanding how it interacts with the game piece. It's like the offset is like center of this model. So it looks kind of floaty. Yeah, but it takes more effort setting up the simulation and OnShape in my opinion. Correct. Plus, it's easier to show what's going on in the awkward.
I was unaware that we were suffering drought.
We are. Specifically for Kazakhstan, almost all of our experience had people directly. I didn't make the year. Yeah, you can do it. Second, I like to think of those two things as like a unit by the difference. But you can hit a clip. You're on a record mate, so it would spin as well. You need to switch your fast.
There are enough tatters.
But that's funny. Before you do that, go talk to me. They're doing the they're going from SolidWorks on.
You do not want that piece to be.
It looks like you got
fascinating.
How are you going to get us a trio?
This face or that face and that hub. You know,
That doesn't sound very John Deere.
These two should also be on the same side. So this
is on the wrong side.
So you're gonna have to restart all those.
I have three on my computer.
Yours looks
You're relying on the fight for robotics.
It is.
I'm just trying to get these
This fascinating. I'm gonna drag it away. Then we're gonna use this robot. It's the same process.
What benefits does trio have that OnShape doesn't?
I know.
I don't. This is all confusing.
So I shouldn't be sweating.
You can't have it more than 2 minutes. That's my friend.
Based on what I've seen,
So,
I don't think they seem to would stop prototyping and file it.
okay. Now you're sending.
Considering we have so much of this.
No, the spiky one.
But these haven't been what's it called?
I've been spending the last 2 days just having my headache. It's stupid linkage at work, and I've done 0 prototype.
Maybe you should find a piece of code and prototype.
Okay, fine.
Considering we spent a good 2 weeks arguing over
This is why.
Why do you have a red fast on me?
Why you have.
It was a fascinating. I do not believe that. This is a disaster.
This face.
I firmly believe that there are no bad ideas, there are only bad executions. So why don't we show exactly how to So you can explain the most glorious design to anyone you want in words, but
It's going to be
either this sometimes takes more time.
It's touching the bear. Yeah.
And where will the variance?
Or you would
The
apply
bear
it,
is
then
fine.
you
You see
can
the
border would be ideal for it.
you see this great bit, that's the lip of the bear. You want the base of
This is
that.
why we should use Legos.
When I talk about.
You know what to do. You know what to do.
doesn't matter what goes on the outside of That's actually, we have a challenge for that. Teams usually do.
That's I'm saying.
This is the maximum, this is rough space of your roll out.
Yep.
Bingo.
Sorry.
Sorry.
We're moving on. Without. I'm gonna be gone at 8 again.
You're all good.
Why does it make you?
Okay. For the next step,
I understand that.
I'm going to use the hex shaft for the next thing. So, we're going to use a fasten mate. And I'm going to grab this mate that's still visible on the hex shaft. And I'm going to grab the top face of this hub and the center of it. And it will stick into the page like this. And if we grab our gear, we can see the hex shaft rotates with it.
Where do I put the gear shaft? Where do I put the shaft?
The shaft, this visible mate is going to be on the center of this face that's highlighted. Ooh. So the hex shaft is going to stick through the side that doesn't have the lip like this. Does that explain it to you? Suhaib?
Yes.
I was just making sure. Oh.
Oh, I'm not. This is how it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go.
Let's get a side view here. So we can see in this stack, we have the fastener that's on this shaft. We have the outermost face of this hub. Then we have the top face of the sprocket. Then we have the second face of this hub. And then this gray bit here, that's the lip of the bearing. Then we have the plate. And then the hex shaft goes through.
I feel like the 2-inch wheel diameter for this could make it easier for you.
You clip it. Good. So now you're making it to itself.
Big thing is it was not really
All rotate.
Years ago, I saw it on
Long time ago.
Yeah.
I saw a robot.
Years ago, I saw a robot. They used 4 models modules without the motor. They had a chainer on the outside of the robot, so they all turned. This is back when we didn't. You didn't.
Yes.
Then you could actually go to a 6-inch wheel with 3 parts. CNC 3 parts. And then
This is it.
Yeah, I was wondering, and here, mildly different.
How we doing? You three?
You
No. For this one, we're fastening it to a rotating body, so it'll rotate with that.
So, the first time I did it, it was great. I just second guessed myself.
So
I should just stop and shoot it. I think
Actually, I got those worked out.
We tried to program it, or at least I think we tried to try to find a way to martial outside of the wheel within every case I can see.
There was some reason.
You need me to tell you something?
Yeah, he gave up. That was so funny. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just a joke.
No, it's true. All right, we almost ready to move on. You two, Suhaib, Gabriel, we almost good. Kate, you good? The spin is only the revolute mate. That's only between the bearing and our hub here. We only have one revolute mate, and then since we fastened the shaft to that rotating thing, when we rotate it, the shaft will also rotate.
Which is what, Kelly or Smart?
No.
Okay. Do you have it?
Yes.
Okay. The next thing, let's do the motor. Cause yeah, I want to do the motor. So I'm gonna grab one of the corners here where the versaplanetary is flat, not this little indent. And then on this side of the smaller plate, I'm gonna grab this corner here in the top. I'm gonna flip the primary axis. I'm gonna rotate it once, twice. Check it. Boom.
Just one of the corners? Alright, we're using a fasten?
Yep, a fasten. Let me hide it. We're connecting it to, it doesn't matter which corner you pick, but I picked the top right.
I am the one who shot this.
You might have to flip the primary axis and reorient the secondary.
Oh, wait.
The right part, but
one of these things. But
I feel like I did the wrong thing.
you did do the wrong thing. So for that's me.
Is it easy not to do?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is
one thing is not to do. Well, does it really matter, actually?
what?
Just do it on the ones that are condensing.
The ones that are indented kind of skirts from the top here down to connect these blocks with their planter, or we wouldn't be able to have a full connected. So yes, it does matter.
Basically, you gotta use it.
You use this.
You have to use the ones that are.
Oh, it's just a sign of life preservers that I like. You could rotate it.
And the final product of that plate looks like this.
That looks right. Let's do just this orange.
Okay, are we ready to move on to the next thing? Ashton? Cade? All right. So now we're going to do the lock and color. So I'm going to grab the center point here. And then I'm going to stick that on the small plate right here. There we go. And if we were to do this in reality, what we'd have to do is drill holes in this 18-tooth sprocket and this plate here that we're using to convert between spline and hex, because that clamping collar only keeps the hub stationary, so our sprocket would be able to fly off. Not good. So one of the challenges, I didn't add it because I thought we'd be using a different import, but it's okay. We'll make those holes. We good to go to the next thing? We all have the clamping collar? Okay. I believe all we have left is the chain itself. So, it gives us these mates already. So, I'm just going to grab the one that is for the 72-tooth sprocket. And I'm going to start hiding some of the other parts so I can get to the part I want. Okay. I hid enough to where I can get it. There it is. So, since the mate on our chain is center from like one side of the chain to the other, we want the center point on our sprocket, like the absolute center. So what we can do is hide some of the parts that are in our way and then go to the inside of this right here. And I'm going to one of these flat portions. And it shows you the one that's for the top face, bottom face, and the center. I'll click the one for the center. And then we have our chain like this. Let me see. Okay, we're going to have to add an offset, but that's okay. We can figure that out. Let me unhide the stuff. I'm hearing a lot of what's. How can I help you?
Alright, so we want to fasten the center of this to the rotational portion of the
I'm noticing a problem here.
That's a slight problem.
That's okay. We can fix it. I think I'm going to test some things.
That's also a confusing problem. Why? Can we make this like 3 times larger than it needs to be?
To what, the sprocket? You're just mating it to the sprocket. Oh, to both sprockets? We're getting to that. Let me test something. I did the Revolute mate in a different order than what I've done before, just to test something. But now let's see if it works. It doesn't. Okay. The Revolute mate, we have to delete it and we'll add it back in a different part. It's tragic, I know. But we can't get the chain to be the right orientation with the Revolute mate. Or at least I'm not sure how. So, we're going to delete the Revolute mate. And just the Revolute mate. Yep, you can leave the chain attached. I just got rid of it. Just because, so that I can get to my other stuff easier and I can just redo it. And then we'll add back the chain.
Fun fact, Melvin is one of the best defense spots we've ever seen. Or at least I've seen in my entire
Right.
Man, I've seen it for years.
Is that working?
Yeah, it's working. I'm just spinning it right now. So, we see how it doesn't exactly mesh, right? We're going to have to add an angle offset. To figure out this angle, what we can do is go back to Shooter Angle Parts, our favorite part studio, and an 18-tooth sprocket plate sketch. We can get the angle between this line that connects the two sprockets and any horizontal line. And then if we click it, we can't change this dimension, but it automatically highlights it and tells it to us. So we can copy that. And then we can exit out of this hitting the X, which will not leave that dimension in there. Just to make sure we don't mess anything up in the future. What we can do, go to our fasten mate of the chain and the sprocket, click offset, rotate around Z, and then we paste that angle in, and we see that it lines it up for us. We all here, or do we need help?
I've never gotten a copy of the thing. Can you go ahead?
Yep. So, what we did to get that angle for the offset is we went to the parts, we went to the 18-tooth sprocket plate sketch, and we just grabbed this line between the two centers of the sprocket and this horizontal, and we can see the angle here. If we go to measure details, we can click on this and then Control C. No. What? So no. You guys don't get to copy that. We're copying it from the sketch, so you know how to do this if we had a similar scenario. So, you redo it with a fasten mate. You just re-add the Revolute mate, but instead of a Revolute, it's a fasten. But to grab the angle, we're going to grab any horizontal line. I'm just grabbing this one here. And the one between the two sprockets. We click Show Measure Details. And then Angle. We can click on it. It highlights it. We can Command C. Sorry, I'm on Mac. Control C. Command C if you're on Mac. And then we go to the assembly and add that offset for rotate about Z.
Our central points in both of the
What? Shape thingies? So, what we're finding the angle between is this, the 11.746. And I think you can do it with any horizontal line, and it'll give you the same answer. Yep.
Okay. Is this fast crazy?
No.
I mean, that's not crazy.
Well, it has the map.
Yeah.
4.272 degrees. So I got it.
Oh, this is less than 20.
Yes, Gabriel?
For the first time.
So what's the issue? We have our sprockets on opposite sides.
I know, I just realized that, and I should fix it, but I accidentally connected them a long time ago.
What do you mean connected?
I accidentally deleted something to somewhere. And now I just need to find which one.
I think I dislike this program. That looks like on the right side. Your 18.2 is on the right side. Your 72.1 is on the wrong side. Just made it negative.
Yeah.
Okay, so reorient around the secondary axis until it looks as close as
No,
possible.
11, sorry. I'm thinking, I've got 8 in my brain, 11.
What?
And that match a white tee.
The change. It
I
again.
had it and I needed it to score.
That's okay. Go to offset.
Offset?
I've got pictures.
Wait a minute. Now, I'm just wondering, is this like fast and correct though?
Okay.
Connected, but I didn't get.
Kind of.
I'm sure if I said to you,
You need a dog. Oh wait, why do you have so many
That's the one.
Yeah, this is good.
You confirm that we got a bunch of ranges. That's not good.
So should I just go?
No. What did you do wrong before?
I want it. There was something wrong with it, that's all.
Yeah. Delete that one.
Oh, yeah. Now that I think of it.
Delete the new one we have for the two. Go to fast and make 5. The rest. Edit it.
Yes. So 6 and 7 are your starting
Well,
spots.
now I don't need your help.
Delete that name
It's so quiet.
altogether.
It might not auto start, so you have to.
Try
Are there
again.
sensors on it that should allow it to?
Stop it.
Yeah. You want me to move the extension cord?
No, that would be fine.
He's very confident.
You have.
He could have the high.
And then.
Did you re-add the fast food to the tune? Sorry, that's what
One
was
is gonna.
add the fast food to the tune.
Wait,
Oh.
So.
Oh, so you see how you drag it around and everything moved except the plate? So now we don't have
And there.
this hub connected to the drag here. Drag is full. So then
Robot safety drive.
back to me and we'll grab the center plate of that.
It doesn't like this very well.
Okay.
Okay.
That
You
looks.
can try one.
Will it tolerate them?
Zoom in so you can see better what. Zoom in better.
Are we heck of a perspective time?
Yeah.
It's very straightforward. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Now. Not rotate hand.
Perspective.
Stephen Gabriel seat. With that. So, we start with the
Do we have a flagpole we can launch? What is the?
So go
Is there a button that you
and grab the same one on that.
To do what?
To
Mini bot, I think.
launch the mini bot? Oh,
Yeah. That's fine.
Moment.
Yeah, it should
Hit check.
Plus we don't have a poll.
What's 3 or 4?
Oh, so who's on board?
Beautiful. Add the offset to the
I don't know.
chain now. Did you
Never
copy
knew
that
what
number
numbers
already?
You know,
Or
you
no?
can tell on
Okay.
the inside of
So,
the aluminum
exit out
tubing,
this
it's
one.
pink.
Go to pass an 11.
This is kind of what is it?
Yeah.
It's a little pink.
There's one bot there where that like.
Double click on it.
That's just a PIE?
So was that still at the 125 pound limit, or was it?
Click that.
120.
Rotate back.
Small.
Oh, why that?
Oh,
Okay. Then go to your point studio.
Only one launch in the truck.
It's our mini
At least it
robot.
worked.
It's our faster box
Yes.
robot that's gonna take us to-
So,
Totally
just double right off.
It's rated
From left and right. The rest.
Plus our kids got a little excited.
Yeah.
It worked.
Turn on the mini robot.
All those things.
And we had a student that said, I haven't
Have you
noticed.
tried adding your
Oh,
offset?
no, I classify that
So go to your.
But that's part of it.
You have to double click on it.
So we're gonna get Mary back again this year? Yeah.
click that line.
I'm hoping so.
Okay.
Click that line.
There. Offset button.
Would
Also
suggest it would be
use the arrows. Yeah.
He's got Jeffrey all frosted up inside.
Robots.
No, that's
Yeah, he was one of the new mentors signed up for the class.
Yeah.
Just kind of laughed.
So, grab the actual one. I know it won't make it, but it's fine. And then measure is, yeah, you copy that. Go back to your assembly.
Is there? If we
Okay.
plug the
You can
mini
put
bot
that
launch back
to
in,
the offset.
work as expected, do you think?
So,
Yeah, I read.
rotate back, rotate back Z. Use just the simulation. Delete that. Okay. Yeah, that's your raise. Put it in parentheses now. That number.
Well, I mean, it's because it's running software within our program. It runs all that.
Okay. Try.
I don't know.
Outside the shut and see if add 90. So just do plus 90.
And then
We can do math right there.
Yeah, I never.
Give it time.
Really deep.
Guys, I did it and no one taught. No one taught the things.
What did you do?
It predicted
You're close. You're close. So whatever you did to put the 72 sprocket on the bearing, you have the wrong side of it. So this should be the bearing. Yep. I trust you to flip that over. Zach, has it loaded?
Yes.
Okay.
It rotated 90 degrees.
2 plus 45. Trust. I know what to do.
Yeah.
Hit
Every pass.
Boom.
Yeah. Why is there like an inch?
Oh, what the hell?
And that they contributed obviously back. So just hit on here, ankle. Yep, that's
CAD and design.
You selected more folders, that's why it's like that.
The one after.
So select the off of it.
So yes, I don't know more. So
And it's not change generator.
more than me.
Okay.
Wait, what are you doing?
Oh, I remember. I said I'd help you fix it. In your sugar and
That's this.
you imported the wrong size.
No, just do SOS.
72.
I did this today.
You imported a number 25. So the difference is there's different types of chains. For this, we're using number 35, which is bigger. And as you add more, it's like grows more liquidly. 6.28.
Oh,
So
God.
that's you got it. Just some math. So that's all. 6.28.
Last Friday, Jeff flying. So, yeah, it's a really short thing. But yeah, just so they flew back.
See how much
They
bigger that is?
changed because of airplane. And so I flew back on the lead. So he said,
That's
flying down
automatically
as
replaces
a
it.
4758 flight of 2. So Jeff shut
Ah,
off
nice.
his transponder
So
so
we
it's
don't
on
go
the radar. And literally the first time air traffic control saw the second airplane.
Yeah.
Blinking. If you're all those airplanes, like, and this is Jeff's airplane right there. From Sean.
Yeah, it was in
So it's the same kind of airplane, just has landing gear underneath it all the time. Oh, and this last weekend, that's Sean's wife. Last, oh yeah,
We almost.
I was gonna show you all that last week. Yeah. I'll see if I can find it. Last week.
Breaking everything? Yeah. We might have to break everything.
It must be
I
in
think
there.
that might be the only way.
Slide to video.
So,
Oh yeah.
I want you to write.
It's such a beautiful sunset. That was it must be funny down there. Seriously, they went to a fly-in. And while he was flying there, Jeff called in and said, Jeffrey's got a fight. He called competition. And anyway, so they wound up doing an airplane competition, this fly-in. Yeah, and so Sean got third in the flower drop contest and second in the balloon pop. I'm going to show you this for the other way around. So they're dropping bags of flour out the window like bombers as they're flying over. You have to hit the target, and it was. I was seeing these snaps through the day, but sent it on video.
I think they were crazy. Step back and make form.
You fly along, you drop that bag of flour and.
Yeah, it must be. I know I've got it in the
Okay.
Okay.
If I drag some.
Oh,
Can
I can see.
It is. But they tested it.
Completely
There's always.
go.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's weird. No,
I realized that during
it just bothered because
They're trying to. See, that's how they do it with balloon pop. So you basically, as you're coming in,
let me try and see
like,
if I can work
you
my
signal
magic on
release
this.
the balloons, and then they release the balloons that you're supposed to fly, and you try to hit them with your other. Anyway, there's a video here. Sean got one of the two balloons. Yeah.
I mean,
But it's,
Don't you just want to say, don't?
so it's like,
Pay attention.
having so much fun. So much fun. Don't forget to landing gear down. That's my next you get so excited, you forget to put the landing
That's
gear
worse
down.
than forgetting to turn a mini robot on. Your checklist.
Yeah, Sean is living the life. Still getting 100% of his steps. So. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You can do college and have fun too.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Yeah, the benefit is I see it. The more angry you can be, the less I
Almost.
Yeah.
Remember how I was like.
Cade, in the meantime, delete all your fasten mates. All right. So, I think it'll be easier to work from the start. Okay, so most of us, let's move on. We're gonna import another shooter angle parts. It's on both sides, just like it is on Odoo. What ghost? Oh, I'm inserting another one. We can cut and paste. I find this easier. Or not cut and paste, copy and paste. Yep, inserting shooter angle parts and the same number of all the other parts.
Are we gonna do all this again?
Kinda. But we should be super fast at it now, right guys?
No. Why are you showing us speed hack shortcut tricks?
The speed hack shortcut trick is lots of practice.
I don't believe
It takes
you.
a long time to be quick at things.
Yeah.
So I was hoping I had one accepted, but.
But we don't need to add another shaft. That's the good news. Okay. Everything we had on the other side, minus the shaft. Everything from the shooter angle part studio. 2 of these hubs, 1 18-tooth with a spline XL bore, 1 hex clamping collar, 2 of our bearings, 1 72-tooth sprocket, and I think that's all of it. Okay. Do all of you remember well enough how we did it on the other side so that I can speed run this side and then bounce around to help?
Pretty much.
All right.
Just do the exact same thing but mirror.
Exact same thing but mirror. We'll also need to add another one of those motors we had in here.
Why does that lag? Okay. Okay, so.
I think.
I just got to. I'll just delete the extra if I do.
have people
Anyway,
held accountable. How you feel about this fact.
that's why
And that became, yes, that became.
What if we just undo everything, we go back to what we had, everything, and we just delete it?
No, it was.
You can do whatever you think, kid.
My retirement plan.
Never mind.
But it was, I tell people.
Like it's completely fixed?
It's movable. Oh, heck no, I had extra, we had
always
like
scared
all
of off, and then we went completely against the law. And it's perfect.
We just have to get rid of some. Wait, actually, go back. See if I. No, because we
So you stop at 70 minutes.
I'm thinking we copy paste everything.
The only ones I can remember run copies are. I wonder.
I'm not opposed to that idea.
You can do whatever you think's gonna be the fastest. I'm doing what's the fastest for me.
Yeah.
So if you turn it sideways, like on the side,
Just if I would just
click on it.
stood there.
Oh, yeah.
One of the
Second, something on board.
Yeah.
Did I just need to rotate it 180?
It was one time.
That might be
Trying to
it.
figure out where
Wait.
that was.
I know.
The kids have to decide if they have to go. They also have to give them that. I know that way, if we do this will go wrong. We gotta get a couple
I think the real world comment is interesting.
Oh, you know what? It's probably linked to the portrait.
My point is, I just didn't experience.
Yeah. Why is there a small one here?
Okay, go
Wait.
on.
Wait, why? What is there a small one? Why are you doing this? Why must we suffer?
Because we started in 1999.
That's not true. Wait, that's.
Yeah, so it's,
We have.
You have two of them?
Kind of the-
Wait. Wait,
Thing.
what?
You don't need to maybe talk about.
Shift.
Yeah. I don't think it's
Partial rushes.
I might have.
Rushes is,
I actually undid everything. Found the thing.
You know how to fix it, or?
Yeah, I accidentally put an extra here.
I thought it looked like several things were overlapping, but
Yeah, because something worked exactly was binded. So I had 72 flavor.
I lived.
The 70. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is, I'm the master at this. You're a master.
have my phone? Oh, that's why I was confused.
I have my own for real. Why is this line broken again? I haven't touched you in a year.
It's probably over constraining it. Let me finish this, and then I'll bounce around and help everyone.
It's actually behind where we started.
No, you have to do all this. No.
So he's helping happy. These don't.
You have stuff that isn't made.
Talked about
Oh,
last year.
No.
So,
Yeah, that's
two things are happening.
That's
I can fix it all at the same
Right.
time.
Yeah, it-
So, right,
there's kids in here.
just start dragging that. Yeah, the whole thing. All that's connected.
That one is even though it should be.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
that's supposed to.
That's fine. We can fix this.
Yeah.
So, remember what we did to connect this to the variable?
Yes.
Do that.
And
I'll walk over to make sure you're good.
his idea is there will be a right? And so there's a driver.
You're keeping us all?
There's a.
Yes, all.
We don't know what the attachments are. We don't have. Their interface. You just gotta bolt on right here.
I don't know if help can
All that stuff we talked about we did last year. I think
I'll trust you to
he was already
Where are you working?
getting teamwork with that.
on
And we'll have enough kids here that have some enough experience. He's having designed little parts. They're really big
on
design
the center.
parts for the robot.
This thing's all wrong.
So basically what he took the kids through
Wait, no, that thing was all wrong.
what I took them through in about a week. Last week, designing those parts. It's easier to know.
But don't.
My challenge is gonna be.
Rotate.
So this is happening in this time. As is mine. What do you mean?
It's all
hypothetical works.
Then we get to go.
hit it twice again. Not the solve, the rotate. Yeah. Hit solve.
That is definitely not.
Zoom out.
Okay, that's what you said. I'll do this. I don't know what you're talking about. I would never be such a thing. You're always
Wow.
Oh,
yeah.
We need to re-add that 4 point whatever it is.
Well, at least one of them. Okay, actually, the first one done.
I was not here.
Jimmy, we're just redoing the same thing another time.
Bro, it's not that deep. Wait, we're recreating it?
So,
We're
on our
duplicating.
robot, we have it on two sides, right?
Yeah, but
We're just doing the other. So,
Yeah,
So I need to flip this down.
yeah, and you can do that by just fast conveying.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You don't have a bunch of stuff.
I don't know where we stand.
Yes, you
That's
So, both of these plates basically need to be rotated 180 around this axis. Yeah, so it'd be the x-axis.
Wait, is this correct?
Only the two plates that we designed.
We were the first.
Those two?
Yeah.
How do I?
Well, did you already
Yeah.
fascinate them to a bunch of stuff?
So I gotta unfascinate them again.
Yeah, and flip it.
Tight.
You've given us-
We've also got.
It's gonna be a reaction.
Is this where we go on?
Yeah. So far, you're doing.
Yes, two by the way.
You haven't done anything with the train, right?
No, I haven't.
This is
In fact, it was when she
Yep.
told me that I was
Then it's good.
the other day.
But it looks like it's already in a good position.
With the man
Kinda.
who graduated.
It's not aligned without that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
Don't-
Wait, so are we, what's gonna connect us here?
Nothing connects them across that side.
He stopped.
They don't need to be connected on that side.
Yeah.
I get it. So,
Now, what were you-
Yeah.
You know that song?
What do you mean?
No, the song that I was singing. You know the song you're singing?
Yes, my cousin made me learn the dance that song.
Why? My cousin just called me.
I'm gonna undo my last fasten mate. Once you have the mirror side here, my last fasten mate was not for that.
That's kind of where I'm at, so. For sure.
Okay, no.
Once you have the mirror side, huh? What mate is doing that? That one.
Oh my gosh, exactly. Not even the slightest bit different.
I'm just gonna show you in advance.
You would not have that problem.
Okay, once you have the mirror side, I'm just showing this in advance. What we're going to do to connect the two sides is we'll grab this mate on our hub and this mate on our shaft, solve it to make sure it's right, and then we'll click the check to confirm it. Then let me check one other thing so we don't have to edit anything. We are going to have to edit one thing, but we'll do it all together.
Oh, I think I made a mistake.
One of the 18? Yeah.
That's what I
You have one on one side, one on the other side.
That's what likewise. I'm aware. Oh, yeah. It's the common. No, what the? I just look back. Wait, what's that?
Not last year's.
Our
Conversation about
your.
here's what
I know, but right. Come on to Yamaha. Is it no?
No, I
A
mean,
little bit
there's.
help you could recruit.
So, I know where I'm going.
Come on to Yamaha is.
Alright. Yep, I got it. I said I'll be in touch. So Sean's just throwing down his phone.
Translation, what is your name?
Where you go?
In
Well,
I think it's also like.
Guys,
Guys, it's our last day.
Yo, is this correct?
We are trying to finish this.
That looks great. You know.
That's true.
Better add that. The even cute one, the small thing that goes.
Oh, that's what I was about to do.
I don't think we're at time for challenges.
40 or 10.
What's that? 40? I'm not sure how much longer it's gonna take for us, but I want to make sure everyone.
This is my town thread. Okay.
Can I see what yours looks like? I hate that I didn't grade these.
Never mind.
I think these are. I know what you can do.
What if you
So you remember that 10-inch box that we have, right?
Also, two of these are broken and.
Wait, I'm missing a part, aren't I?
This is no longer attached to anything.
That's really surely how you sound right now.
Okay. So you can work that out. So we know that those center points have 10-inch width on them, right?
Oh, yeah, this different, never mind.
Let's go to the first injury. You didn't prove it.
No, center points 10 inches apart, and also this is.
So what we can fix all that. But for that first thing, we can make the two so that they're overlapping, so they take up the exact same amount of space, and then we add that 10-inch offset. And it might need to be -10. It depends on how the mate gets set up. But it will be 10.
Actually.
So, wait, do we know how far apart this is? This block?
would it not be easier just to do that with these and then set it far apart in that direction?
That
Wait, that's never been done.
definitely.
What?
Because the change we need to make is that rock.
Bro,
This one
what
is
do you do?
Oh, that's fine.
What do you?
Yeah.
What is this part called?
Do you know how to fix this? Zach? Do you know what holes
Oh, it's
we need
part
to
of
make
part
together
of the
and then have that offset?
Well, I mean, I assume we could do that with the center points, but then everything was all in the same.
Not the center point. The
But
mountain holes. Remember how we
You want me to
did
play
those
it?
2 10 inches?
That's what I thought.
That's why
That's
we'll
what I
make
thought.
it make those 2 points together.
I think you saying shut up.
So-
I think we need
Just
to back
back
up.
So X out of that.
Oh, right, so I'm done.
Just X.
Wait, where does this go? No, I'm like, okay. so
I think you grab it. So we exit out of this.
I grabbed the white one.
No.
No, I grabbed
This.
Well, enlighten me, oh great teacher.
So-
hold up.
We want to have constant. We know that this
Guys, am I cooking?
No, no, no. it's going to be
No.
to that point. So this is the hole we have on this. So we'll wrap that
No,
one
no,
real
no.
fast.
Okay, game done. Game
Yeah.
Okay, 5.
Exactly.
You do a 5.
No, flip the primary axis so they're in the same bubble.
That's close enough. That's close enough.
And then that's where you're orienting through the arrows like now. So you see that they're in the same space now. And rotate it twice. And then offset. And we can do 10 inches on the X factor. And we don't think we have to make that negative. We don't. We can take check on that.
Um,
No, it's okay.
yeah, it'll fix itself when we fix the rotational issue.
So
it doesn't matter. What did you please?
Ah, I
Did
thought
you
we just
make-
offset this.
no. Hold on. Did you do a main
No,
on the
not
sides
really.
already? To the X factor?
That would be fun.
It's probably main. Yeah, here's that way.
Oh, right, because it's Revolut made over here, so it's all just turning based off that one Revolut.
We changed that to a fasten main.
Wait.
So you're gonna wanna change that Revolut main to a fasten main. And then everything
I
should
do
be
not want to
done.
drink tea.
How are you doing, Adam?
Well, that thing set me back pretty bad.
What thing?
The thing with my everything breaking and me having to redo all that. So
No, that's not.
Okay, do I need this part for this side?
Yes, you'll have that motor, remember? You have that. We have
We
2
need a
motors.
motor on, we need 2 motors?
Yes. We got it. Gabriel knew we needed 2 motors.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, Gabriel is miles better than me.
I regret many of my decisions today.
Show me that.
I didn't say this
This one?
in front of me, bro.
oh,
Ahead?
come on, I'm so
You said ahead. That's in front.
I also really thought that I had
But-
done.
But you're looking backwards.
But I'm looking for the destination.
Have you done the chain yet?
The Shakespeare.
You're walking back.
Okay, no, that's fine. The chain just didn't look right on there.
Okay, that's it right here.
Yeah.
You say, wait,
Wait,
can I just copy the motor?
X out of this fashion. Try dragging.
But will it look? Wait, how do you copy the motor? I only know how to flip it to the tape. That's
Just
the only
insert a
reason
new
why I
motor.
flip it.
No.
Okay, fine. Actually, maybe not. So. No, maybe. Wait, how do you switch it up again?
Now
What
we're
was it
the
called?
kind of team.
You're gonna have to talk to
Amy,
yeah.
I'll fight her for you.
Fight her.
That's crazy.
I want to
What
watch.
was what was the ratio?
Call me before you do FaceTime.
I don't
Yeah.
know what that means. Oh, it's 1-to-1. 5-to-1.
Can't believe I did that.
I think
You're supposed to be teaching us.
I'm saying I don't know that it's something Kate said. I think
We can actually just go CAD actually. With this newfound knowledge.
I'm the best kind of all time, bro.
Thank you, Kate, so much for that.
I thought we had gotten to the mirror side here, Dave. This is still this side one. No, that's okay. What's fast and 10? 1/2. Why is that faded?
So I'm not really excited that I feel like that's true for
I feel like we would be pros at this if we understand what we understood what was happening.
That's usually what it takes to be a pro.
I can sleep this one and I go away.
That's nuts.
And my sarcasm kind of a weak one, admittedly, but
Not a very clearly a one.
that is what sarcasm is.
It's not meaning to anything.
Depending on how you say it. You said.
Yeah, depending on how you say it. You did not
That
say
has
joking
made
sarcasm. You said,
That was shocking.
I'd rather
Yeah, alright.
matter of fact, I need to have that.
You literally said it so many times today. I just decided to.
I
You
know that one. You know that one.
about the galaxy.
And I need to flip that one.
What?
We didn't hear.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you taking so long? I'm just like 34.
Okay, so somebody's not gonna know. Bro, you haven't been helping.
I'm gonna do something to make it run a little faster. Instead of pressing it. So when you have it in it, it still loads that entity. It just doesn't show you. If you press it, yep. And that motor takes. You see how much smoother we can rotate? Oh my goodness.
Hey, you try that.
Motors often take.
You are not.
No, actually I am though. This time, I promise you, sir, I am. How do you know? Only you know that that's why I was asking. Hey, this is I don't need no other person's confirmation.
Are you like a strong in the same room?
Alright, I'm taking offense to that.
I think you're a strong independent woman.
Wait, we have a strong independent woman?
Yeah.
Look at diversity, Chris.
Keep real. Thank you for showing Sword Dog's dedication to diversity.
Wait, did you get that letter? No, he's just saying that because you're saying that I'm an independent woman. You are.
I believe
It's
it.
like,
Hey, Zach.
I believe that.
It's like robots, bro. Like
You don't have to. You don't care.
Robots energy. You definitely.
All right, I've done everything except for the
Okay.
actual attachment.
So it's not rotating, but that's fine. Right?
yeah.
Yeah,
but we got rid of that.
Right. I don't know why we don't want to rotate, but we don't.
Rotation to something else. So hard is that?
That is my alarm. I do not need to wake up. In fact, that is my alarm to unwake up.
You
You know what? You know what? You have a day off and you have to
No. It's just the thing.
No PTS.
It is just
We
much
didn't even
preferable to
have
sleep
that
than work
ankle
on the things
offset.
that alarm is for.
I just rated it and it already had
So professional.
You're on the other side. It's fixed.
I cannot be
You just not acceptable. You would not.
I see.
What do you mean?
Well, I've always
You
been
don't have to
that falls under GP.
Do you need me to show you the
Talking about
sign?
that.
No, I already got it.
No, the app
it's
is
like
not rotating it.
What do you mean?
You just use a fastening to rotate it. Because it'll snap it into place.
Yeah, you can go. We
There were like kids
do
who
that.
died.
Okay.
Who died.
He did.
Katie.
Yeah.
Oh, you have
to
to
go.
Oh wait,
I
forgot.
No, Lord,
Let's do the same thing we did on the other side. You remember that, right?
No, I don't. That's why I can't do that.
Oh.
Oh, so
Alright, so
No matter how I act, it isn't perfect.
first we need to use the fastening tool.
Yes.
And then we're gonna grab the
What do you
big
think?
thing
You know,
right there.
you
It helps.
And then
want to help?
Oh, why is it showing so much?
Wait, I need to
What is
motion.
this?
Oh, don't worry about that.
I don't like that many. I want to hide this.
So many of all the things.
Just do this.
To hide that part, we have to find it on the side here, and the fact you expanded everything makes it a little bit more
I didn't even
difficult.
expand it. I don't know how it even happened.
What?
So should I get out of these backwards? Sure. And then just unexpand it.
Just click. Conceal your mask.
Good. Let's start anyways.
Decided.
Where is it?
Oh wait, just get rid of this.
Why were you searching up motor?
Here we go. I don't know how to know that. I searched a motor there and it showed up.
Okay,
Wait,
now do the fast and make.
Is there no reflex? Oh.
No, there is no reflect. That's why we have to do it by hand.
And there.
Yep.
What if
So, zoom in on this. Rotate so that we're kind of like looking at it. Yeah, that's fine. So then you see this like line, this like rectangle face right there on the inside of it. No, you see that right? Don't hold shift. Don't. So you see that?
Wait, we're supposed to hold shift?
Hold shift.
Does
now,
anyone know if we're supposed to hold shift or not?
Yes.
and go to the
How
middle.
is shift
Those
relevant?
3 means the middle, not the bottom. Yep. Boom.
Well,
And you're gonna have to add the offset. Alright, take your action.
Of course, thank you, Keegan, by the way. Really, thank you. I learned a lot from this. I think FTC will be able to work more efficiently.
Why are you saying it like you won a Nobel Prize?
You
did. You won a Nobel Prize on how to do CAD.
Okay.
I also like to
edit,
give thanks to my whole family.
offset.
I like to give thanks to my brothers and sisters.
You saw the
Okay.
degrees.
They weren't able to make it today.
Hey, you don't want to do it around X, you want to do that around Z.
Yeah, I was just about to do that. Right now.
Trust me.
Okay, that's. I don't know what I'm doing.
What's
Yeah,
up?
you're right. Oh. No.
No, I literally just copy and pasted it. Oh wait, no, it has to be negative at 180 degrees, which is not reflecting.
Yeah, you're not able to reflect it like that.
That has
So-
to be a flipper. Why is it not flipper?
So I want to see something with your copy. So let me add it in. Control Z that.
Okay, Jack, I'm cooking.
Okay, that adds the fast rates. That works.
Yeah. I mean, I clear your read. I just need to kind of help and keep it.
On redo?
Wait, no. Yeah, I did. I just have to catch this.
You're gonna have to.
I think most of the why is the motor still there?
I just did like a lot of dumb mistakes.
Facts.
You're gonna have to act like it's brute force mirror.
I'm sorry. Who's not wanting you to do CAD? Exactly. No need.
I dragged.
What have you-
I want everyone to do it. You just told me already you don't want to.
I'm not doing
No,
CAD.
I wanted to do this.
I give you my own.
I'm doing
He's
programming.
Add during build season. Said no.
I feel like
What?
I feel
Oh,
like
yeah,
if
I did do that.
I feel like if you
Wait,
did
what?
CNC,
Build season
then
every
every time
Friday?
like 8 people doing
It
CNC.
won't happen.
Oh, during build season? Mayhaps.
That's not equal.
That is a word.
No,
I never said that that's not even a
word.
word.
What? Okay. Mayhaps. Then what were we gonna say that's not even? Cool. Maybe there's per chance, bro.
Yes, it is.
Her chance is very cool. Not even as not cool.
Do you have it mirrored yet, Gabriel?
You just have an agenda.
Oh. Then don't come over here.
Do you have it mirrored, Sydney?
Just don't come
What
over
does that
here.
even mean?
You have both sides.
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Do you mind if I check?
Yes.
Man, I don't.
They're not attached though.
Attach
So-
them.
If you, I was trying to figure out how to do that.
That's just a fascinating.
Man, I'm just doing this all.
Okay.
You're gonna need to unhide that part we have hidden because that part is involved in the fastening.
Why is this pain?
So what part was that?
One of the only ones hidden. I think it's the only one hidden. Remember to grab the top fasten or the top mate connector of that. Yep, that's right. The top mate connector of the Don't make it not cheeky. Scrolling.
Alright, I'll connect the
That's
edge.
up to that's up to the audience.
That is a crazy statement.
Chat, what just happened?
That
You
makes
grabbed
it
wrong mate connectors. It looked like
So weird.
You want to grab this, the top center of that.
I don't want. What?
Zoom in.
What is this? This?
Yes.
What is
Hit the track truss. Hit
I
the
never trust anyone.
With the X, no, it works.
Yeah, hit the X. You're making a new fascinate in it. You don't have anything to fascinate.
Okay, now how do we connect the motors? Are we supposed to?
What do you mean connect the motors?
Is this done?
Yeah, that's done. You want to see what it's based off on the real robot now that you're done?
Yeah.
So admittedly, take
Wait, is this the robot from last year?
this is what it's based on. We made the intake that's down there already. We already have the sugar bed in there. But we
Yeah.
but the shooter angle, that's.
I am not fastening. Don't fasten that like that.
Here's on the intersection, and we have this. This robot is almost only geared except for any chains.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get practice with the chains, so that's why we did it. But you see how these.
That's crazy.
Connected.
Yeah, that's crazy. My thing almost crashed.
So even
Well,
if we
that's
switch
crazy.
back to like
That's what I'm saying.
they are on our Petathon bot.
That's gonna work. So I hated pickleball.
Pretty cool.
Going up against Tyler and Andrew. I mean, not Tyler. Going up against Lucas and Andrew. They are.
We were like, oh, we should be partners, and then we were never partners.
Lock in, Gabriel. How are you gonna let Suhaib finish before you?
No, it's because I kept on doing that mistake. My sincere apologies.
That's not an excuse. This is fucking wrong.
When I are dumb mistakes. Oh my god, because you make several dumb mistakes.
Hey, let's be kind. Let's be kind.
Gracious professionalism. Give it for the car.
Oh yeah, they're. We were playing pickleball.
Yeah.
They are way too good at the game.
We would have been a fire team.
Was it your set?
Yeah. Lucas Bielsa. We were gonna be teammates on pickleball, then we were never teammates because someone always asked him first, and then I never got to ask him.
Yeah, who was your teammate? Me?
Yeah.
No. That's better than Shy. Because bro, he kept on hitting it to the right. It was so annoying. What did he do?
I'm like Control Z and nothing's disappearing. Everything.
It looks like you're making good progress.
No, like this just showed up. I was trying to get rid of that. It's just staying there. Just back. Just like
Real stuff.
delete.
Don't try to control Z.
Of course I do.
They're just like
After all,
but we're like
perfection is achievable, but only if
we're like someday you will be perfect.
All right. Now we're going to put this in the main assembly. So we can go to our top-down configurable. It should still be called Cadathon starting dock, unless you changed it for our assembly. we'll go to Insert, under here, Current Document, and we'll switch from Part Studios to Assemblies. And the one we want to put in here is Shooter Angle Assembly. There is going to be a problem with this, but we will resolve it. So I'm just going to grab this mate connector, the top left one when it's mounted, and that goes right next to our intake plate. Just like this. And here the problem becomes apparent. We're going to need to remove an inch from the shaft, which is not your guys' fault. I actually imported the shaft in your starting document, so that's my fault.
Right, so that
But
we let you fix the problem because you're the one.
I can't fix it for all of you. But once we have this, we see this mistake, so we can go to Shooter Angle. That's under Shooter Angle CODs. That's our 1/2-inch hex shaft configurable. We can edit the configuration by double-clicking into it. Instead of 20.875, it'll be 19.875, and everything else will remain the same. We're going to go to the assembly to see if that broke it. It didn't break the assembly. So then we're going to go to our main assembly and see if it's still fine there. It is. And then we can add our Revolute mate, finally. So we'll grab this face of our bearing, and we'll grab the center point. And then on our shooter plate, we'll grab inside the triangle right here. There's already a center point for it. And then it'll automatically snap these two together. It's a Revolute mate, so while it's colliding right now, we're able to rotate it. And we could add limits, but we aren't going to do that for right now. So that leaves us with our finished CADathon document. So I have something to show for this. Congratulations.
What is not congratulations to that?
Congratulations.
I like that one. Congratulations. What, the animation?
What did they do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't write it down. You'll only feed my ego.
Bro, it's coding.
All right. So that concludes it for CADathon. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen in this call, and I'll stop recording. If you guys at Wildcard have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll still be in the call.
Thank you so much.